Hello, I am doing another video. Wow, that makes 4 in 2 days. That must be a record for me. I was asked by Patty Pat what my, I forget how she put it, what's my deal with Baba Yaga? And that's not, let's see, it's not like a simple answer, but I'll see what I can do. I've known of Baba Yaga for many years, although she is well known. Avery! She's well known throughout Eastern Europe, in Poland, which is where my ancestors are from. I would say her presence might be a little bit more prominent in Russia. And I only say that because, at least in my family, there wasn't a lot of folklore. And we're not too far removed from the old country. It was my grandparents who came here from Poland. But I never got the impression that there was a lot of folklore discussed in our family. So it really didn't come from childhood. I would say once I reached adulthood, I wanted to get a better sense of my background and my ancestors and my culture, because although we went to the Polish Catholic Church every week, I was the last of 5, and I wasn't taught the language to speak of. My parents spoke it fluently. My mother still does, and she can read and write in the language too, even though she was born in the United States. But so, I kind of had this, and I didn't know my grandparents either. So there was this distance I felt from my heritage. And while I don't think that connection to heritage is absolutely necessary for everyone to have a satisfying life, for me, I think I was seeking some sense of groundedness, or some sense of connecting the past to the present and into the future, and more this concept of a continuum of life in general. So I started doing a lot of my own research. I tried to learn the language when my children were small and kind of failed. So connecting to the Baba Yaga myth was part of my desire to connect to my own heritage. And I was raised in the Catholic Church, and it just didn't resonate with me by the time I was a young adult. And I left the Catholic Church and joined another, it was sort of a yoga meditation kind of church, and the founder was a Hindu, but he also talked about Jesus and stuff. And it took me 20 years to realize that wasn't it for me either. Their line of gurus and all that just didn't click with me. I think mostly because I have a hard time looking outside of myself for deity. I don't know. So Baba Yaga for me she's a mythical figure. And what she represents are things that I want to find within myself, which is, qualities like integrity and authenticity and wisdom. And while I want to embody what she represents to me, I also want to learn, because in the myths she can be a harsh taskmaster, but if you are pure of heart, you will gain boons, as in the story with Vasilisa. And my favorite interpretation of the Baba Yaga myth is in Women Who Run with the Wolves. I really, really like Clarissa Pinkola Estes' explanation, because all myths, according to her, within the myth, all the characters that are in the myth are parts of our own psyche. So I could get behind that, because I am not, as far as my spirituality goes, I don't have experiences in the sense that some people do. So my connection to spirit is through sort of mundane things that I experience and my own psychology. The closest thing I've had to anything psychic, I guess, are instances where after the fact I've realized after the fact that I knew something was going to occur before it occurred. And in my sense, I used to call that being in the Wa. So I have a martial arts background, and because it's Aikido, it's energetically based. So my own spirituality is around my experience in the world and how I work with the energies around me. It's typically not really beyond that. I don't have paranormal experiences. I can't, I don't cast spells. I don't do that kind of thing. It's just not genuine to who I am. I truly respect those who that's part of their path. I think it's fascinating and interesting and wonderful, but it's not who I am. It's not part of the experience that I think I am here to have right now. So although Baba Yaga is a witch and all that sort of thing, I don't look to her or look to myself as being a Baba Yaga kind of witch. It's more about the qualities of of the figure that appeal to me. And so I call this Baba Yaga's house, because this is a place where I'm learning to move on in my life and hadn't, in ways that I hadn't expected to. And every day is a lesson of some sort. It might be the same lesson over and over again. And it's felt harsh at times, but only harsh from my own perception and experience. Nobody has been doing anything harsh to me, but life provides enough of that, unexpected things that happen, and how do I respond to these things? In the story with Vasilisa is given these different tasks to get the boon of fire from Baba Yaga, seemingly impossible tasks, but yet there is this doll she has that her mother, her late mother, had given her, and the doll whispers to her and says, you rest, I'll take care of that. And of course that is all within ourselves. There is that part of us that can do it, and we can rely on that. And so even though I am put in a situation or experience things that I think are just impossible I'm not going to be able to do this. I can't do this. And I still think that regularly. I can't do this. But I get up and I do it. And so that's my deal with Baba Yaga. That's who she is for me. It's the Eastern European heritage theme for me, but it's also the concepts of learning to move through difficulties and rely on those places of strength within myself, and maybe become this individual of integrity and wisdom and power. That's what she is for me. I forgot that part. She is about power and personal power. So I hope that answers the question and didn't seem too difficult to understand. All right, take care. Bye.